What is up, guys? I am back with some more Minecraft action. In my last video, I asked you guys what I should build next. I tallied up all the votes, and most of you wanted the White House, so that's obviously what you see here in front of you. I apologize for taking so long to finish the video. I promised you guys that I would have a mansion out every month, but this one took me 2.5. There's two reasons for that. The first reason being this place is as big as ballsack, and the second is that school was taking up a lot of my time. I just finished up a really scary midterm a couple hours ago, so now I have some time to actually complete this. Before I move on, I have a little request. If you guys like what you see here, please subscribe. You can like and favorite if you want to. It really helps me out. I'm looking for more exposure. Next month, I'm going to be starting my walkthroughs. I'm going to start off with Halo 3 and then have Assassin's Creed and Hitman Absolution following up behind that. Also, I'm going to try and get out a time-lapse tutorial of my second mansion being built. It's just going to be the exterior of the house, but after that I'll release my personal interior design tutorial, which is going to show how I make TVs, chairs, pianos, pretty much anything you've seen in my videos. It's also going to have that curved staircase from my second mansion, which a lot of people have requested for some reason. Alright, back to the White House. I threw this into a chunk analyzer. It told me the type and quantity of the blocks that I used to make this. There are 300,000 iron blocks, 176,000 bedrock, 50,000 stone, 27,000 stone slabs, and 114,000 white wool. Just a few statistics to give you an idea of how big the mansion actually is. It might look a little bit small in the video, but I assure you if you walk around inside it, it's going to be a lot bigger. First thing I want to get into is the title of the video. I'm calling it the best White House because of its scale and its interior design. The scale is almost perfect. It's a little bit smaller than I would have hoped for, but it turned out decent enough in the end. I got it almost perfectly sized because I took pictures of Barack Obama and other Secret Service agents standing outside the White House, and I basically equated their body with the body of my character. I made the height proportional and a whole bunch of other random calculations that I'm not going to go into. The flag at the top of the White House is definitely oversized. I just did that so it would kind of look like an American flag. If I made it any smaller, I don't think it would have. When you download it, you can remove it if you want to. The interior design of the house is not my own, per se. It's based on pictures that I found on a website, whitehousemuseum.org. That site has interior pictures of most of the rooms, and I modeled it off of that. So if there's a certain place in the White House that has a picture frame, a sofa, a piano, you'll see it in the actual mansion there. I tried to keep the colors the same, especially when dealing with the rugs. I attempted to recreate the rug designs as well as the rug colors, but I don't really know. I was kind of successful, although some rugs can't actually be recreated for one reason or another. But I did well enough in my opinion. You know, you might say Pancake Lover 45X267's White House is better, but like I said, I'm basing my judgments on the scale and the design. After I finished building this a couple days ago, I went and I looked at every other White House video there was on YouTube. There are some pretty nice ones out there, especially with a nice texture pack, but there are a lot of things that people missed or didn't account for. One of the main things is that the north facade of the White House is actually raised compared to the south side, which I believe only one person accounted for, and I gotta give him a shout out. I think his username is PvP Elite X, something like that. He made a huge version of the White House, probably bigger than mine, but it was really nice. The only issues I had with it are that it was really oversized and he made the exterior of white wool, and I never really liked making anything flammable on the outside of my buildings. But like I said, he did a really nice job. He accounted for the elevation changes, but he did it a little too steeply. It's supposed to be a gradual hill of sorts. The errors with mine are that all three buildings are actually supposed to be on top of a hill. I only made the north facade of the White House on top of the hill. So the east wing and west wing should have been raised up a little, but that's no big deal really. If you noticed outside there are stone blocks running around the perimeter, that's because I created a perimeter alarm for the entire area. The stone is actually holding tripwire in place. Tripwire can only be 40 spaces long, so I had to put something in the middle and start one over and over and over again. The basic idea behind it is that if you cross the tripwire on the north, south, east, or west side, the direction is going to register and send a redstone signal to the Secret Service office on the ground floor of the west wing. And what it's going to do is constantly repeat an alarm in that office on one of 4 note blocks, indicating which direction a potential security breach comes from. And in that same office, you can turn the alarm off with the push of a button. The entire redstone wiring of that alarm is protected by bedrock. I also made a secret underground bunker. You're going to see that later in the video. I think it's one of the last things I show. And it has a really cool lock. So if you get bored with the tour, skip there because that part's really cool. They say that Minecraft 1.4 is coming out the day after I release this video, which kind of sucks. But I'm not going to wait. I'm not going to redesign the mansion myself. If you want to, when you download it, you can do that. You can just make some obvious changes. For example, instead of the grass block with 4 trapdoors and a plant on top, you can just put the plant in a flower pot now. In the entrance hall, if you notice 2 stone blocks on top of each other with a dragon egg on top of that, that was supposed to be as close as I could get to a bust in this version of Minecraft. They're going to have Steve's head and mob heads in 1.4, so you can put that on top and make it a little bit more realistic. And then picture frames around the house are just going to make the White House look a lot better in general. For example, the map room can actually have maps on the wall. In the China room, you can display bowls and stuff like that. If you have like a shelf mod, that'll be cool too. If you're wondering what the letters and numbers mean in the parentheses, that's for the building and the floor. So if you see M1, that's going to be the main house, first floor. It's M for the main house, W for the west wing, E for the east wing, and then 1, 2, and 3 for the floors. And if you see G, I'm sure you can figure out that that's the ground floor. Every single room is accounted for. The only things I did not account for are 2 closets, but they're small enough to be neglected anyway. I think I deserve a pass for covering the other 132 actual rooms. If those blueprints did not indicate what a room was, I left it alone. All I did was put in a rug with a color based on what the blueprint showed. And in most of them I made my own designs and it wasn't just a solid color. In a little bit you're going to see the Secret Service office with the alarm and the buttons to deactivate them. The buttons disable the alarm, but it doesn't stay disabled, and that's because the entire world doesn't render at the same time. So redstone is still coming in from an outside source even when it doesn't have a source because the game thinks it does. If you want to fix that, you're going to have to keep resetting the redstone over and over, but nobody's actually going to do that. So when it comes down to it, the alarm is not actually functional, but if the entire world was able to be rendered at the same time, then it would actually work. The entire perimeter alarm probably covers around 800 long by 500 wide, and that's way too big for pretty much any computer I've ever seen to render. So if you want to kill the alarms after you download it, feel free. Despite the buttons I programmed, they're going to keep sounding off over and over. I know a majority of people watching this video are going to ask me for a download. Here's how I want that to work. Somebody suggested that my builds were so big that I should charge a small fee for my downloads, or I should wait till like 100,000 views to release it. I'm not going to wait till 100,000 because I know the popularity of Minecraft is going down a little bit. And I'm not going to charge because that would be ridiculous, although highly profitable. What I'm going to do instead is implement 2 options. The first is 20,000 views in 5 days. So if I come back to this video 5 days after I post it and there's 20,000 views, you guys get the download. It shouldn't be that hard considering my second mansion still gets 3,000 to 14,000 views per day. And the second option is 50,000 views overall. So basically, if you guys could do whatever you can to get this video out there, that would be awesome. You guys would have a pretty realistic White House to play around on. And now for the grand finale. If you start out in the central hall of the basement and follow this path, you're going to get to the entrance to the secret bunker. What you have to do is stand on the second pressure plate on the left, and it's going to open up a little space with the lever. That lever opens up a secret door on the other wall, and inside that door is a 7-digit combination lock. The code is 3432311. You have to enter all 7 digits in the correct order. It's not one of those locks where you can enter the last couple digits and have the door open. You have to get all 7 in the right order, and if you happen to mess up, then the lock is going to reset itself, and I programmed a little note block to let you know if it reset. Inside the bunker to the right, you have an emergency switch to close it behind you. The switch cannot be overridden. The entire bunker is protected by 5 layers of bedrock. The only way in or out is through the main door. All the redstone that powers this bunker is also protected by bedrock. Within the bunker, you have a little emergency operations room. You have some storage. You have some bathrooms. You have a living area. You have a little hallway leading into an end portal and another portal. I just thought it would be a fun addition for down here. And then opposite the living area, you have a bedroom area for the members of cabinet and 2 small private rooms for the president and vice president. That's going to be pretty much it. I didn't do an entire tour because it would have taken too long, so this is going to come out to approximately 10 minutes, which isn't that bad. Anyway, show me some love, subscribe, drop a like, whatever you want to do, that's cool. And I'll see you guys when I finish my time-lapse tutorial for Montague Way.